And news just out, Stellantis is laying off almost 2,500 factory workers from an assembly plant outside of Detroit. So the automaker is ending production of the Ram 1500 Classic truck, and the layoffs will be effective as early as October 8th, the company said. Joining me now to discuss is automotive expert Lauren Fix at Car Coach Reports. Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what's happening here at Stellantis? Does that surprise you?
Well, it's kind of sad because the Ram Classic is a big selling truck, but apparently they feel they need to make some changes. There's a lot of things going on at Stellantis. I think because they're now a European-owned company, that they don't understand the U.S. marketplace. Trucks are a mainstay for the Ram brand, and not having the Classic truck, which is an entry-level vehicle, I think is going to be a problem, and it may affect their bottom line. And a lot of different manufacturers are struggling.
What do you think about this ending the production on the Ram 1500? Is it because of competition? Could it be because of the Cybertruck? Other trucks like Rivian? I mean, what do you think it's behind this?
Well, it's not all Ram 1500s, which are half-ton trucks. It's just the Classic, which is the entry level. So I think one of the things that people need to understand is the truck business is huge, and still number one for the last over 40 years is Ford Motor Company with their F-Series Super Duty. Now, Ram has a lot of competition in their half-ton truck market, and that includes the Silverado. You've got the Titan XD, and then, of course, you've got the electric vehicles, the Cybertruck, which right now sales are horrible. If you want to buy a Cybertruck, you can literally get online today and get one in the next couple days because there's no more backlog, which tells you that production numbers that they produced more than they need, which is seeming to be the situation with not just Tesla, but with Rivian, but we're also seeing that with Nissan. Their sales are way down right now. In the last quarter, they had a 99% profit loss, which means they only made 1%. And that's a big sign that a lot of these car companies need to start understanding that consumers want gasoline powered, they want hybrid, and there is a mix for electric. It doesn't mean that one or the other should go away, but understanding that mix properly and producing cars that consumers want is super critical. And if you don't, which is what all the manufacturers are learning, that they're now adjusting their mix of electric vehicles and gas, because even though the federal government is mandating a lot of this, that may change in November, that we don't know. This is a huge factor, and we're seeing a lot of pullback from every single brand.
And let me focus a little bit longer on this Cybertruck because I've actually seen more and more of those on roads, on streets. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I have driven one. A friend of mine bought one, and I asked him, I said, hey, what do you think? He says, well, first off, the insurance is $7,500 for 6 months. That's $15,000 a year in just insurance because it's an electric vehicle and because it's so heavy. And then he ran over something on one of his construction sites and got a flat tire, and the tire replacement was over $1,000 for one tire. So that's going to cause a lot of consumers to pull back on buying vehicles that are gigantic, like the Hummer EV, like the Cybertruck. Even though they're available and they're sort of a cute little toy, they're great if you lease them and you walk away from them after 2 or 3 years. But owning one, I think you're going to have a problem reselling it down the road, as every single car manufacturer is saying electric vehicles on the secondary market, in other words, used vehicles, there's a problem and they're taking a huge loss.
All right, also happening today, Marissa West leaving GM after 8 months as North American president. Your thoughts on that?
That was a huge shocker. Now, Marissa West has been with General Motors for over 10 years. Now, she was a North American president, huge position. And she'd been doing all kinds of other jobs along the way. So she didn't just come from some other brand. But not only being there 8 months, either they were disenchanted with their decision or something else happened or she had a better offer elsewhere. But leaving after 8 months is a huge statement. Either it's an impact that you're going to see in General Motors and their bottom line, even though last quarter they did pretty good. I would like to see some more details on that one. I'm sure we'll get that over the weekend.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much for your time today. That's all the time we have.